Welcome to Monday's or Tuesday's episode of Movie Lounge. For some reason, I was thinking it was Monday, but welcome. So today we're going to talk about two topics. One is a teaser promo to a trailer, whatever it's called. I have no idea how you pronounce it. So I know it's like a teaser to a teaser of a trailer. So we're going to talk about that of the Dark Tower, that just little teaser promo deal that just dropped. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about sequels because I feel like it seems like everyone wants to talk about sequels and remakes and situations now. And sorry that half my face is gone, like not gone permanently, but like I'm trying to get lighting situations so it can work out really well. But let's dig in. So while I was doing laundry this morning, I saw the teaser trailer promo of the upcoming teaser for the Dark Towers. I know that was a long introduction for that, but I don't know why they do it like that. They need to come up with a better name. But anyways, I don't know much about the Dark Towers. I know it's written by Stephen King, and it's a very big book. That's all I know. And also it ties in with a lot of his books into that book. On that note, it looks pretty cool. I know Matthew McConaughey is in it, and Idris Elba. You guys can help me on this pronunciation. I always get it wrong. He's a handsome-looking dude. Idris. Gosh, I need to remember his name. But he's in it. He plays the main character. There's a really cool scene that he does with the bullets falling down, and he grabs his gun. He's like, I don't shoot with my gun. I shoot with my heart. And he's like loading the gun, his revolver, with just throwing it in like this and shooting. I think that is the coolest thing. I've always wanted to see something like that in real life or in a movie specifically, because I know you can't do it in real life. But just seeing that shot where he's just like doing this and this and then shoots it, awesome. And I was like, all right, you got me. I want to see the trailer. I know it drops tomorrow, and just visually it looks really cool. And I'm kind of digging what they're doing with Stephen King's books now with it coming out. Totally. But yeah, so that I would definitely check that out. I'll put the link I'll put that link in the description down below so you guys can check it out. It's really worth watching. So sequels. A lot of people have been asking me about sequels and what do I feel about it, and I feel like I keep repeating myself, but since people are asking for it, I'll talk about it because it's a very interesting conversation to talk about, like, oh, does this need to be made? Does that need to be revisited? I think, yeah, a lot of movies should get revisited. Some movies, not so much. And one specific one is The Rocketeer. And I've mentioned this before in the past episodes that this was my childhood movie. I grew up watching it, loved it, adored it, thought it was the coolest thing. It was my Iron Man growing up. Now that it's been like, almost like has to be close to almost 30 years now. It is time to revisit that world. It is time to introduce kids now of like who Cliff Seymour is and who the Rocketeer is. And I'm a little uneasy on it because it's going to be a female as a lead. And again, yesterday's episode, if it works out, then okay. And I'm willing to give it a shot because I love it. And when I have kids, I want them to see the sequel when it gets made. But if they don't like it, I'll say, hey, here's the original one. Let's watch that. And I know they're going to love the original one. Hoping to. So if it's, and the same thing with like Tron Legacy, it's been a while, so they made a sequel for it, and I know they're trying to make a third one. And those movies, if it's a movie that has been older than like 25 years, then, and you can make technology use it to its advantage, go for it. And I think it's really clever with the technology we have now that we're able to make it what we originally wanted for. And I think Tron did a really good job at visualizing it. Story-wise, not so great. So I'm hoping with Rocketeer, with the technology we have, that Rocketeer 2 will be something special visually. I'm not particularly looking for story-wise. Because I mostly adored that movie because of the visuals. It was cool. I wanted to be a Rocketeer. I want to have a pack on my back flying. So that's what I'm hoping for, that visually it captivates everything. And I just feel like people are trying to make franchises, trying to be a Fast and Furious, trying to be a Marvel, trying to be a Star Wars or Star Trek or James Bond, being those types where they can keep making sequels. And sometimes my goal is make a movie and have the intentions of not making a sequel, but make it the best you possibly can. And if you feel like, okay, this could be a sequel, but I want to make it as a standalone movie, and if it gets going, then yeah, you can be able to make a sequel, because it's just you got audiences wanting it. A good example, John Wick. It's a story that shouldn't work. And I always tell people that John Wick is a great example of how a story that shouldn't work, and it does. And it got people really wanting to see it, and it didn't really make a lot, but they went out and made a sequel, and the sequel was really good. The story-wise, not as good as the first one, but it still was up there. It's like, okay, I'm enjoying John Wick 2 close to as much as I like the first one. I want to see more of it. And so now after you make the first one, and then you're able to make a sequel, and you feel like, okay, this is going to be really good, you can leave the ending open to doing another sequel, so you can start the franchise. I feel like a lot of companies are rushing it. Like Power Rangers, holy crap, needs to realize, if you say before the film is even made or even released that we have 7 Power Rangers on board and ready to go, and you haven't even made a single dime yet, that's not a good sign. And you're seeing it now. It's not making much. I don't think that if they make a sequel, it'd be straight to DVD. I've heard nothing but terrible things about it, because it doesn't feel right. And I'm just never a Power Rangers fan, but as an example, that's what you don't do. And some people are like, oh, well, what about Transformers? They're now making 14 more Transformers. I was like, yeah, but they can make $1.5 billion for every movie practically. So there's money there. Or with Fast and Furious, they're going up to now 10. Well, they can make $1 billion. If you can make that much money and the movie is not that great, yes, you're going to make more sequels, because there's an audience there. You may not like it. I may not like it. But someone else in the world may enjoy those movies. And that's what's so cool. Is like that movie's more towards them, not towards us. Now, Transformers, I'm distancing myself very much from Transformers, because I've been let down. But I know I'm going to be hooked into seeing it, because visually it's cool. I love robots. I can distance myself from the whole thing. And so those are the situations that studios need to understand, that when you make a movie, try not to think, okay, it's a sequel, unless like there's a story arc for that. Like and I wouldn't say Lord of the Rings or The Hobbits are sequels per se, because it's all one story just split into different ones. But like if you have Twilight, can't believe I just said that. But if you have Twilight or Harry Potter, like those are sequels already set and has an audience wanting it. So yeah, you can do that. You're setting yourself up for a franchise. So I feel like those are the situations that are brought to it. It's just, I feel like now everyone's trying to kind of get a franchise in the studio so they can make money off of it. And I feel like if you do it the right way, like there's also franchises that don't do really good with sequels, and like Aliens just kind of went nowhere with Aliens 3 and 4. But now that they went back, like Ridley Scott came back, is now doing Prometheus, and now doing Aliens Covenant, is doing prequels to kind of restructure and bring back what was so good about Aliens. I think it's smart. And I think, as far as I know, that's the same way that James Cameron's doing with Terminator. I'm not positive. I know they've done prequels and they weren't that good. But I think with him, whenever I don't know if it's coming out after Avatar, and I'll get into that in a little bit. I feel like that's a topic that needs to be touched on. But I know with James Cameron, if he does Terminator, which he plans on doing, I think I'm going to be fine with that. And like with Fast and Furious, that franchise pretty much almost died in the middle and then also got rebirthed. And so you're able to keep doing it. Now, with Avatar, I feel like James Cameron is very OCD on what he wants visually done, and he's good at visually doing things. I feel with Avatar, it becomes kind of now this running joke of, well, it's not going to be, it's keep being pushed back and pushed back. And I think like it's been pushed back, I think like 3 or 4 times now. And it becomes this point where is it going to be worth it? And I think that's when also studios need to realize the more you push back a film to a later date or later year, it's not going to be there that much anymore. And I don't feel, from what I understand, from what people have been talking about, they don't feel like seeing another Avatar because it's like when you tease a dog with a treat, and you're like, here, dog, here. It's going to be very, you're teasing it. The dog's going to lose interest at some point. And so I feel like that's what's going to be with this. So, yeah, that is today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions that you want us to answer or a topic, please let us know. You can email us at themovielounge15@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, the Movie Lounge Facebook page, and you can just start asking questions, have conversations, topics. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.